Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's November 23rd, 2024. It's an overcast day here in central New York. And one of the things I want to do today is get some hazelnut seeds planted. Now, I used to use air pruning beds, which are absolutely fantastic. But with them being up off the ground, you really should not try planting the seeds directly in that soil. I have tried planting seeds directly in these IBC totes here. So here's an IBC tote. It is low, it's on the ground, as close to the ground as you can get, but it's got the plastic liner, it's got holes punched in the base of it. And we've had success growing the hazelnuts in here, planting them in the fall. Now, hazelnuts, like many seeds, need to be cold stratified. In other words, they need a period of time, somewhere over a month to 3 months of cold temperature, often in the refrigerator, like we do many of our nuts and seeds and pawpaws, chestnuts, all of those, almonds. And but one of the things that I found that worked in the past is with the hazelnuts, maybe because of the high fat content in them, when we plant them in these beds, they tend to germinate in the springtime. Unless we have a really super sub-zero temperatures, then the nuts will freeze and they'll become devitalized. So here's some of our hazelnuts over here, right in here. And this soil that's in here is a mixture of mostly leaf mold. There's some sand mixed in with the leaf mold and compost. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread the seeds out over the surface of this area here. Pad them down so that they're sticking right in there. I'm not going to worry too much about the seed orientation. You want to have them so that they're on their side like that is, as opposed to being like this. But I don't pay too much attention to it. I'm just going to spread them out in here, pack them down in there, and then I'm going to use some of the double ground hardwood bark mulch that's right here to cover them up. Maybe give them 2 inches. This is just over a foot, maybe 16 inches deep the soil is, which works out very well for next fall when we harvest all of those seedlings to get overwintered. And we harden them off in our other beds, and then the next season they can grow up to more mature saplings. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and prep this area here. I smoothed it out already. The mice will get to it, so once I put the seeds into the IBC totes, then cover them up with the double ground hardwood bark mulch. And I just went out and took some of my old air pruning beds apart, and this is 1/2 inch hardware cloth here. I don't know how well that's showing up, but that'll help protect it by covering the whole area and putting some weights on it. That'll help to protect it from all the rodents, the squirrels, the chipmunks, the mice, because this is beautiful food supply for them. And they all talk to each other and let each other know where they are. So it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started now, see what we can accomplish. Of course, the wind's just calmed down now. I'll put a bunch of these seeds in the root cellar as well. I think if I were to be careful with this, I'd put them about 1 inch to 2 inches apart. But I'm obviously not being very careful with it. And of course, you'd lay them on their side if you're being very careful, so that the root will go down and the stem will come up. Well, here's one of the hazelnuts from last year. A couple of them there. And of course, you're not going to grow them out in a bed like this. You're just going to let them get 1 year old, get a couple of feet tall. Okay, that's good. I've got to find a place where I can get more than 10 yards at a time, because I go through this double ground hardwood bark mulch so rapidly. I'd like to find a place that supplies the nurseries. If anybody out there knows any numbers, we're in New York State, central New York. It'd be a lot cheaper too. It really is important to have excellent drainage up here because we're going to get rain, then freezing, then rain, then freezing multiple times, and snow, melting, freezing. It's going to cycle several times. And probably only need them 1 to 2 inches deep. I just got done taking these off of some old rotten wood. And that's pretty good. Now I'll set some blocks on top of that. And we'll see how well this system works this season. I don't expect it'll keep all of them. You know, we'll just have to see how things are in the springtime. Okay. That's pretty good. We'll just get some blocks for on top of there and we'll be in good shape. So that's it for today's video, folks. Just wanted to share how we're getting some of the hazelnuts in here. The rest of the hazelnuts I'll put out into the root cellar to save those over winter months. And hazelnuts don't last forever. They're a small nut, high fat content. They'll start to go rancid and not be viable. So you do want to get them planted either in the fall or the next spring, if at all possible, to increase your chances for successful germination and viable plants next season. So that's it for today's video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now.